Guys, I missed out on this. Just give me 2 minutes to just place across this word. So guys, who is going ahead with the recording part of it? I missed out recording the first slide. So just to give you a brief, that Phenolics Cables has been growing at a sense of 5 to 7% over the last 10 years. So this is what you get to see. The figures have been growing. So these figures have been extracted from screener.in. So if you don't know how to extract the figures from screener.in, please refer to my last day's webinar on 23rd that I have conducted on 8 steps of financial analysis, right? And so an investor, so we see that this growth in sales is also commensurate with the operating margin increase over the years, except in 2009. We'll see what has happened in 2009, right? And the operating margin of the company has increased from 7 to 16%, which we see 7% to 16%, and there has been one exceptional year in 2009 where there has been an operating loss. So from there, we moved into the next slide where we are looking into the expense analysis. So we have got these figures from the annual reports where of 2009 and 17, just to understand what have been the broader head of expenses for the company, which includes raw material, power and fuel, employee costs, selling and admin costs, other manufacturing expenses, and other expenses, right? So over here we see that, so if there has been a decrease in cost over the years, so that's a positive thing, right? So the raw material cost, as we see, has decreased by almost 6%. So the one mentioned in green, that means it's a positive news, right? The raw material cost has decreased. Whereas power and fuel has more or less remained the same. So that is also good. It has not increased per se, but the employee cost has increased by 1%. That is the reason it's represented by -1, and that is why represented by red. Selling and admin cost has also decreased by 2%, and other manufacturing expenses has also decreased by 2%, and other expenses has also decreased by almost 8%, right? So we'll see into as to what has happened for this sort of things to take place. So the decline in raw material cost as a percentage of sales highlights the increasing pricing power in the hands of the company over its customers, right? So as a result, the company is able to pass on the changes in the raw material cost and additionally steadily improve its pricing in a manner that it is able to increase its profit margin. So the best thing about this company is that they are able to pass on the raw material increase cost to the customers, right? So they are not bearing the brunt of that, and so they are able to maintain the pricing in a proper way, and that has an impact in terms of the profit margin that they are enjoying for themselves. And the ability to protect and improve the profit margins by passing on the raw material cost to customers shows the strength of the business model of the company, right? You can do this sort of a thing only when you have a robust business, right? So that somewhere speaks about the robustness of the business this company is into, right? So this is an extract which we have taken from the annual report, right? And it's the annual report of 2016 and 17, where the company themselves have mentioned that as regards the risk of sharp raw material price movements, so the company endeavors to pass on the price effect to the customers. There has always been a time lag between the price movement and the passing thereof. Obviously, right? As soon as the price increase, you cannot pass it on to the customers if there is a time lag that is attached. That is what the annual report is saying, right? So, but somewhere they validate the fact which we are thinking about as well, and that strengthens our position to the thought that we carry. The company negotiates price variation contracts with bulk buyers. The company has been fair in dealing with customers and accordingly enjoys customer confidence in pricing decisions. So the company has highlighted its ability to pass on the increase in raw material costs to its customers through a time lag, right? So what you are actually getting to see reflected in the financial statements, you have to dig deep, you have to read through the annual reports, you have to try to find out ways and means to see through as to why this thing is happening, right? And then you have to connect the dots. And this exercise which I am undertaking today is to give you that sense as to how these dots are all connected, right? So I hope you are appreciating. Guys, any question at this point of time, just let me know. Yeah, this is income statement of Phenolics, right? Guys, is it making sense to you? It's slowly going to build up, but I hope this discussion is worth it. You would be enjoying this discussion. Give me an A in the chat box if you think this is a topic which is good to be discussed and something which you guys would be looking forward to. Because मेरा सबसे बड़ा ये वही रहता है कि your time should be valued and you should get value with what I'm trying to place across, right? So I look forward to your response in terms of understanding whether you are finding value to this, right? So a lot of things you will learn today, guys. I'm pretty sure. But I hope there is no further question till this point of time. If anyone has it, just let me know. Till this part of time, I think it's clear, right? I want to stage it up so that you do not get overwhelmed with a lot of things spoken, right? Right, thanks. So let's move. So Abhishek is saying having video glitches. Are you guys able to hear me? Guys, just let me know over the chat box. He's saying he can't hear me as well as he's facing video glitches. Are you guys clear around, like you are able to hear and see me properly, right? Yes, yes. So Abhishek, I think you have to check it at your end. All good audio about audio and PPT. Thanks for Matthias. Very clear. So Abhishek, please check at your end. Just let me get back to Abhishek. Okay. So guys, let's move to the next section. So keep an account as to what are the different heads we are looking into, right? So we discussed around, we are trying to get into an understanding as to how the company has done on its sales figures. Then we have looked into the operating profit margin. Then we have tried to get into the expense part of it. What are the different broader classification of expenses and how it has done over a period of time. And if whoever has joined my webinars, the earlier webinars, I've given you a sense as to how to do the industry-based expense analysis as well. So you can benchmark their expense with the industry benchmark as well, right? So that is another thing that you can possibly do. So the next part is that as you see over here, this is an extract which has been taken from the rating agency CRISIL's report, right? And in their report, so you have to reach through whatever source and means you can fall back on to extract as much information as you can possibly get, right? So there would be some paid sources, there would be some free sources. I understand. But as I keep on saying, in this world of analysis, it's always best effort basis, right? So to your abilities, whatever you can lay hands on, you have to reach out and extract as much of information as you possibly can do, right? So this is an extract which has been taken from CRISIL's report. So CRISIL has also highlighted the ability of the company to raise prices in line with increasing raw material cost in its credit rating report for the company. So though the company revises the prices frequently based on raw material prices, but they have said that, however, the profitability would be impacted if the company is unable to pass on the price increase to its customers. So this is a point of caution as a credit rating company they have placed across. But the good thing is, over a period of time, this has been experienced that they are able to do that at a ease, right? Otherwise, the raw material expenses would have increased over a period of time, which has not actually happened. And there are certain things like, see, in context of weakness, they have mentioned that there is vulnerability to fluctuation in copper prices. So please understand that everything matters, right? So though you may not be a technical guy, you have always studied finance, accounts, but when you are actually analyzing companies, you need to understand the technicality of things as well. Maybe not very deep, but then to a certain extent, to the extent you can possibly understand, you have to go deep into the set of things, right? So because they're into the cable business, so what is the raw material? And for every business, there's a piece of, it's a very important tip which I'm placing across to you guys. In any company analysis that you do, right? For any company that you do, please understand what is the nature of raw material, right? What is the nature of raw material? And you have to understand how had been the trend of the raw material prices over a period of time. What are they susceptible to, right? This availability of raw material or the prices of raw material, what are they dependent on, right? If you have seen my industry analysis webinars, I make special comments on the raw material, right? And more webinars which I'll be conducting on different industries, you will get more clarity as to why this section of analyzing the raw material gets to be so important, right? So as they have also mentioned, that copper is the primary raw material used in the manufacture of cables and accounts for more than 75% of Epson's total raw material cost, right? So you get to see these guys are also getting deep and trying to understand the composition of the raw materials and what extent of raw material cost it is involved in this, right? So my objective is to see that you really appreciate what I'm trying to place across. Now, guys, as you have noticed that there had been a loss in 2009. So it's very important for us to go to the financials of 2008 and 9 and see what had been the reason as to why there has been a loss. So as if we notice over here that there has been a loss on foreign exchange transactions, including derivatives, right? So it's roughly, so while analyzing FY 2000 annual report, an investor noted that the company has disclosed losses of foreign exchange transactions of about 109 crores, right, in 2009, which has increased significantly from the losses of 13 crores in 2008. So a loss of 109 crore is immense, right? And it's a derivative loss. So guys, so many people teach around derivatives, options, and so what, and people aspire to get to the world of derivatives. And these companies are not idiots, right? Sitting over there, they have a good corporate treasury. There are various knowledgeable people sitting across over here who are handling the trades, right? And so it's a learning for us, right? As an individual, as an organization, as Warren Buffett says, that derivatives is a two-edged sword, right? A sword. So you have to be very, very clear around the concepts of derivatives. If you get wrong in your trade, it can be really fatal, right? And fatal to this extent where you get to see the company suffering a loss of almost 109 crores, right? So these are certain things which we need to look into. So now on further digging deep into this as to why this sort of a loss has taken place. So these are all extract from the annual reports, but I'm trying to bring your notice to this particular lines. The unprecedented volatility in currency and interest rates resulted to a charge of 1094 means 109 crores on account of exchange variation and foreign exchange derivatives. See, they have taken a derivative position, right? And why companies take a derivative position is to hedge their risk, right? But the weapon they use to hedge their risk, it has gone against them, and somehow it has not worked in their favor, and in that, like, they suffered a loss, right? What tool they have used to safeguard their losses, it has worked against them and they have suffered such a loss. Maybe they won't have suffered such a loss if they won't have used the derivative tool over there at that point in time, right? So it's a big lesson for all of us, I believe. So the management has communicated to the shareholders in the director's report of that the annual report that these losses have resulted due to the derivatives, adverse movement of currency and interest rate. This loss on derivatives have been one of the key reasons leading to operating losses. So understand, just for this derivative loss that has undertaken, they have got to finally showcase a loss in their books of accounts, right? So guys, making sense. So these losses in derivatives have been one of the key reasons. So these are extract which has been taken from the annual report. So the company stopped providing for the losses on the derivative contracts from 2012 onwards. The settlement of the losses on derivatives contracts from 2014 onwards has led to the improvement in the profit margins for the company. So these are, as you read through the annual reports, you'll get to understand. So I'm not getting deep into this, but just to give you a flavor as to how you should dig deep and see into when you're analyzing the companies, right? So an investor would take note that derivatives are double-edged sword, and unless any person, including individual investors as well as companies, is proficient in dealing with them, derivatives can lead to significant losses. So financial Finolex Cables Limited has entered into this contract to reduce its risk, but apparently the contracts could not protect it from adverse movements, right? So this is the take that we have. And so in the competitive, okay, so before we move forward, let me stop over here. So guys, learning something over here. Did it make sense? Others say, okay, okay. I'm doing for someone yesterday. Please, I don't know. Guys, Rahul, this question that you have around your career, please ask me when I'm through with the webinar today. It is career related question. I'll address at that point of time, right? Akanksha, yeah, I'll be sharing the recording. Right. So, guys, are you getting a sense? Is it making sense to you? Are you enjoying the discussion? So Meghna, obviously an annual report, see, you have to obviously fall back on the annual report. That is the first and foremost thing that you have to do, right? Now, what level of secondary research other than credit rating reports you can get access to gives you a wealth of information which you should lay your hands on. If you are trying to understand around the industry, economy, and if it is a listed company, so then you can reach out to the terminals, Reuters, Bloomberg. They give you loads of information around that. So if you can do some, if you really want to know as to how things are working at the ground level, then you can do some primary research, right? It all depends on what is the time you have in hand to do the company analysis and for what objective you are doing. Please understand, you may do this company analysis for investing in a stock, right? There, the approach will be different. If you are doing this exercise for equity research, there the approach is different because there you are not investing, you are guiding someone to invest, right? If you're doing it in behalf of a bank, then the discussion is going to be different when you're doing in context of credit analysis, or if you're doing it in context of credit rating, it's going to be different. If you're doing it for mergers acquisitions, it's going to be different, right? So how we are going to look about into company analysis also differs in the context in which you are doing this analysis. But what I'm going to discuss today, this would be a broader structure which is going to be applied anywhere you go about, right? So this will be helpful to you, right? Pratik says, awesome, right? From where can we can from where we can add these reports? Subhas, I didn't get your statement. Please थोड़ा इसको ये करो, revise करो statement को. Uh, as I was about to do a presentation for the same. Yeah, Akansha, ask me what sort of question you have. But guys, are you finding value? Just let me know. आज बहुत मतलब ज़्यादा response नहीं आ रहा है. अच्छा बुरा जो भी है बोलो भाई, ऐसा नहीं कि तुमको अच्छा ही बोलना पड़ेगा. If I'm not finding it good, tell me, बिंदास बोलो. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे सब कुछ पता है दुनिया का और तुम लोग को कुछ भी पता नहीं है. It's not like that. And also that every day is तेंदुलकर जीरो में आउट होता है तो हम कौन है, राइट? हम भी खराब कर सकते हैं, ऐसा थोड़ी ना कोई बात है, राइट? सो बट yes, no, जो भी हो, but keep some feedbacks coming in that keeps me motivated, right? That people are awake and I'm not boring people. I'm worried about that, right? So what is CTA in virtual reality internet? I don't have any clue or know on that. Something new every time. Yeah. So today I hope I'll make a lot of justice in the type of discussion I'm going to take you through. Right. So very good, Varun. Okay, great. Great Sai Kumar, company trainer. Okay, Akanksha, absolutely. So whenever you have consolidated financials as well as standalone financials, please try to look things at a standalone level, and then you can consolidate and do a consolidated study. Because please understand that the company may be in different lines of business, so you have to study the different lines of business in that business context, right? तो एक सिगरेट बिजनेस के साथ अगर आप होटल इंडस्ट्री का बिजनेस मैच अप करोगे आईटीसी का, तो it won't make sense, right? So जितना you can dig deep and standalone level पे analysis कर सकोगे उतना ही बेहतर है, right? So where we can go and get this data of expense. So annual report, Shubhas, annual report में जाना पड़ेगा for getting all this expense and all these things. See, you have to fall back obviously on the financials that the company is providing, right? But then what they provide as financials, those are not Bible, right? So don't take it on face value. That is why there is a credit analysis team sitting in banks or whatever team, a due diligence team for the private equity companies, right? Because if anyone would have given a financial statement audited by someone, and if they would have just taken on face value, तब तो ये analysis का मतलब ही नहीं बनता, right? So what has been given, there are different ways in which financial manipulations can be done, right? In fact, in my program Red Flags in Business, I discuss what are the different techniques company resorts to do manipulations in their and what are different. I'll take one session on that one. Like what are the different broader heads on which they do this set of manipulations and stuff like that, right? Can we share our workings with you in one learn where we're like, nay, by Janish, it's not possible to go and each everyone's stuff. I am giving you a broader understanding so that you can take it from there, right? There are like more than 48,000 people registered with me at this point of time. So it's not humanly possible. Yeah, so Shubhash, if you want the annual report of the companies, in most of the cases, in the best of companies or mid-level companies also, in every company, if you go to their websites, you have the investor relation बोल के एक ये रहता है, head रहता है. So where all these annual reports and all of every year is uploaded, right? So you can download and study on it. Yeah, Rohit Sharma, company analysis is definitely a part of fundamental analysis, right? As I said, so company analysis is like company को analyze करोगे invest करने के लिए, M&A करने के लिए, funding करने के लिए, company को तो analyze करना ही है, right? So video help me lots and gets a lot of motivation. Absolutely, Arunava, people do, right? So let's move forward. Okay, so now we are again looking into the expense analysis in some other context. So as we see that in the competitive analysis of breakup of 2009-17, the investors would notice that other components like selling and admin cost and other manufacturing expenses has also contributed about 2% each on the operating profit margin, right? So if you remember, just notice this here, selling and admin and other manufacturing expenses, right? So if we go to this slide. So selling and admin and other manufacturing expenses, this has improved by 2% over the years, right? So this is what it has been referring to. So, right? So if it has improved, so that means that has a positive impact on the operating profit margin, right? So the reduction of this cost with increasing sales is a result of operating leverage. I hope you understand the meaning of operating leverage and financial leverage and combined leverage, right? If you don't, please read through, please refer back, and it's a very important interview questions which people ask, right? So please do some study around that operating leverage, financial leverage, and combined leverage, right? How it impacts. In fact, in one of my posts few days back only, I had given a post around this. So which results, and guys, whoever is not following my post, please do it, because whichever post I place across, I have that thing at the back of the mind that I put it in context of what interview questions may come up and what should be those answers, and in that context, what you need to know, right? So please take it seriously, right? So the company has communicated this aspect of the improvement of the profit margins repeatedly in its shareholder communications over the years, 2017 annual report. So this is taken from 2017 annual report, where it is said under the broader head of profitability that your company's profit before tax improved due to increase in volumes in the financial year 2016. So this is something which the management itself is saying in their annual report, right? So this is aspect which we saw. And in context of margin analysis, which we discussed the last day also, we have to look into both operating profit margin as well as net profit margin, right? So as investor, we need to notice on net profit margin of the company, and we see that it has witnessed similar improvement like the operating profit margin, which usually happens when in companies where interest costs and depreciation expenses are under control, right? So if we see over here, just give me a minute. So if you take note of this over here, this is the operating margin, right? And this is the net margin, net profit margin. So over here, if you see that the way things have been in context of operating margin, there also has been roughly a similar trend in context of net profit margin as well, right? So what it helps us conclude, it helps us conclude the fact that the companies are able to manage the aspects around interest and depreciation properly, and that is why they are able to balance it, right? And as Finolex Cables Limited has been able to keep its debt levels under check, so therefore the benefits of business operations simply reach the equity shareholders as well, right? So if you are able to do the operations of the company without more debt, right, or a balanced debt approach, debt means the loan funding that they are taking, DEBT debt from the banks, right? So that means that you need to pay less to the bank, right, in terms of your interest and principal, and then if you have greater profit, who benefits is the equity shareholders, and that is what is mentioned over here, right? And investors will know that in cases where companies undertake large debt-funded capacity expansion plans, the increase in sales is associated with increased interest expense. Suppose if a company expands its sales by increasing the capacity, the production capacity, right? So obviously then they have to go to the banks asking for funds because these are big project funding. And if they are taking loan from the bank, they have to pay a huge money as interest expense. Then कौन पैसा कमाता है? Bank पैसा कमाता है. It's not the equity shareholders who get the money into as returns, right? So the fact that we are able to see, so understand, just getting to see the figures, you are able to conclude so many things, right? And this is precisely the thing that I'm trying to place across to you guys, that through numbers and a bit of research that you get to do, you have to understand the story behind it, right? So it's like see, analysis is both an art as well as a science, right? So we focus more on the science part of it, but the art part, right? And art is what? The story, right? The which is something you have not been into Finolex Cables, you have not run their operations, you have not been in the company, but still you have to understand how things are shaped up. You have to be able to visualize like a movie, right? And that makes the game so interesting, right? You have to see through numbers and the story that is reading through the annual reports and the different reports from different sources, that how things have unfolded for that company, right? And then once you get those set of clarity, then you take an informed decision as to how whether you should invest in this company or you should fund this company, and whatever reason for which you are undertaking this analysis, right? Guys, any question till this point of time? Just let me know. Thanks, Janesh. Thanks, Janesh Grover. As now and the value of the company's assets according to our understanding. Value of the company's assets. You mean to say fixed assets, Akanksha Kapoor? That is that your question when you say value of company's assets? Just let me know. And for others, guys, is it okay till this point of time? Give me a quick A in the chat box. Getting right, guys. So good. ये सब सीखना है ना भाई लोग, साई कुमार सीखना है ना. You need to learn all these things, right, Sai? I'm not going to speak, just write it in the chat box. And just trying to get some sense. I'm able to see Sai, and this is what happens if you switch on the video. You get to see people and then connect also better. Kal, I can give. I'll for guys who switch on the video and I like Super. I told you, call me on Sunday. I'll be guiding her because this is something which happens when I'm able to see her on a regular basis. I also feel like doing something for her, right? So, भाई दुनिया ऐसा है. You have to. It's win-win. That you have to like we have to create a win-win relationship, right? I'm not going to lose on the BS of you winning, and neither you should be uh, losing with me winning, right? Every relation should be a win-win. So the more you give me, I'll give you back. So, like you mentioned that we shouldn't depend on the face value of financial. Therefore, I asked that do we have to value the assets and liabilities? So, no, Akanksha, not to that extent that you have to value the assets and liabilities. Because, yeah, see, if you are now, if it is in context of you funding, say, if you are a bank and you are going to fund a bank, right? Like you are a credit analyst and you are funding a company. So, so in that case, I keep on saying that the money that is being extended doesn't happen at one shot. It happened in tranches, right? So in that case, there is a. In fact, when I discuss on the credit analysis part of it, guys who have joined, you must be remembering that I said that there is a department which is called the credit monitoring department, right? So they do have a check in terms of how the assets of the company has shaped over a period of time, right? And they do this with the help of this something called the stock audit report, right? And in certain cases, if they are extending funds for fixed assets, they also do it for fixed assets as well, right? So they appoint some valuers, fixed assets values. There's a thing called FAR, fixed asset registers, which is placed across, right? So all this study gets to be done, but then देखो कितना लेवल पे स्टडी करोगे is also a function of तुमको कितना उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, right? और टाइम भी कितना है, right? See, you can study a company for 1 year also, right? But do you have that amount of time? You don't have, right? Practically, because it's, please understand, it's a business. For whether it's an equity research and analysis company who is doing this exercise, or a bank who is doing it, or a M&A company who is doing it. For everyone, it's a business at the end of the day. So you need to balance this in terms of how much time and but within that time that you are getting, how much of a best effort that you have placed, that is something definitely you have to look into, right? So yeah, Sai, thanks. Right, chalo, so let's move forward. So I guess I have covered this section. Uh, Now, the other section is called the tax analysis. In my last webinar, I discussed the significance of tax. This section, the study around tax is not really taught in many places, not much emphasis is given in terms of analysis. While analyzing, you are doing tax, but tax has a separate how you need to compute tax to place tax. That's a separate story. But from an analysis perspective, but then you have to place some amount of effort in understanding the tax aspect also. And have given you a flavor in my last webinar, and see how it works in this context. So in context of Finolex cable, we see that the tax payout ratio has been below the standard corporate tax rate applicable in India. So if we go over here, right, see, if we see over here, tax percentage, just a second. So this is the section, right? This is section, the tax section. So as you see over here, 26 minus 17, 35, 19, 10, 15, 15, 25, which is very quite below the normal 30% tax standards, right? So when you see this sort of tax placed across, then we obviously need to understand why it is so, right? And this you will get a reference in my last webinar. I did discuss, right, that there is something, sometimes the company get a benefit for the tax exemptions if they are in a special economic zone or something like that, right? So so it is seen that the manufacturing plant of the company is located at Roorkee, Uttarakhand, and the management has communicated in 2011 annual report that the Roorkee plant has income tax exemption for 7 years, right? So they're enjoying that benefit. So this is an extract taken from the annual report where it's mentioned that the company's financials have been extremely positive since the profits from this unit would be 100% tax exempted for the next 2 years and for the period of 5 years for 30% of the taxable profits, right? So this is the sort of a sense that you develop, right? And I hope you are appreciating if you are able to connect to the last discussion in the last webinar we had a discussion on, right? And whoever has not gone through the last day's discussion, please go through it. I'll share the recordings again. Please go through it. So, as the income tax benefits applicable to the Roorkee plant are about to end in coming years, so what happens after 7 years when they enjoy this, right? So then the company would be again getting back to a higher tax bracket, right? Therefore, an investor should expect the taxpayer ratio of the company to increase in future, unless the company is able to get extended benefits of Roorkee or any of its present future plans. So the dependence of the company on its Roorkee plant for the lower tax payout is evident from its Q2 18 results as well, where the management has explained the reasons for higher tax payout in the quarter results, right? So provision for tax was higher for the quarter, primarily owing to a lower share of revenue for the Roorkee unit. So this is the extract, which is so. But I believe that you have got a sense in terms of how the effect of tax has uh, been placed, right? So the next section, there's a small section which is called a net fixed assets turnover. So just a second, guys. Right. So guys, now this is the section which I'm speaking about, net fixed assets turnover, right? So this is also a computation that you need to do, and so if you see over here the net fixed assets, which are the sort of figures which you get from your financial statements, right? So the thing is, the net fixed assets of the company over the year, an investor would notice that the NFT has improved from 3.88 to 5.77, right? So if we go over here, we see that 3.88 to 5.77. So there has been quite a growth in terms of the net fixed asset turnover, right? So an improvement in NFT indicates the company is able to operate more efficiently and is able to generate a higher amount of sales from its assets, right? So this is how you get to conclude in context of in fixed assets turnover, right? So guys, any question till this point of time, just let me know. I want to go slow and steady, right? How much is the idle time for starters for doing analysis of company for investment? Uh, I'll speak about that. But before that, guys, anyone else has any question, just let me know. Hi, Deepak. I'm able to see you. Great to see you, Deepak Sukhija. Meghna Bhattacharya. Great to see you. मोइस, तुम क्यों छुपे हो बॉस? तुम तो एटलीस्ट चालू करते थे. No, will write. Which is so guys, no question. Yeah, some network issue. Okay, okay, Moise. So guys, is it okay till this point? समझ में आ रहा है कि ऊपर बाउंसर हो रहा है? ये बताओ. बाउंसर नहीं हो रहा है ना? कभी-कभार बाउंसर भी हो जाता है तो आदमी चुप बैठ के मतलब understanding good. What about others? See, your car. Okay, Rahul is saying your car. तो अभी ऑन विच साइड यू आर स्टैंडिंग उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ना. बैटमैन हो और योर कार है तो झमेला है. व्हाट इफ एज अ बॉलर इट्स योर कार देन इट्स गुड. समझ रहा है राइट मोइस? या गुड, इट्स ऑल क्लियर, गेटिंग इट. या इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर विच स्पेसिफिक. सो whichever industry is more capital intensive, Meghna, you would get over there the significance of that. How much is the ideal time for starters for doing analysis? मेघना, जितना जल्दी कर दो बेहतर. काम करो कम पैसे में कम टाइम में उतना ही अच्छा है भाई. सीधा बात है. नौकरी करना है तो मतलब कम समय में कम पैसे में ज्यादा करो. यही तो है दुनिया का दस्तूर. इसमें देर इज मतलब वो यूएस में जाओ और इंडिया में रहो, कहीं भी इट्स ऑल द सेम, राइट? So that's why I say कुछ साल एक्सपीरियंस लो और स्टार्ट योर ओन जर्नी. I am one of those who propose people कि अपना शुरू करो लाइफ में, और लेकिन डोंट डू लाइक जस्ट लाइक दैट, मतलब डू इट इन अ वेरी स्ट्रक्चर, इन अ वेरी कॉम्पोज एंड इन अ वेरी, सीख के करो, नहीं तो बहुत मतलब वन ऑफ दोज केसेस लाइक ओयो एंड ऑल दिखने में आता है और पीछे कितने जन डूब जाता है, ये उन लोग का स्टोरी नहीं दिखता है, राइट? So do it in a cautious manner, but yeah, I would definitely suggest people, if you have a player, see, you need to be able to take that, you should be having some amount of risk appetite, right? I don't say business is for all. If you don't have a risk appetite, then you cannot do it, right? You should understand yourself. If you can take that level of risk, then please go ahead and do it, but do it after gaining some exposure. How can we make 1 lakh per month? ईश्वर, आई थिंक यू शुड ज्वाइन सम अदर वेबिनार्स, नॉट हियर. हम यहाँ 1 लाख करोड़ तुम एक महीने में कैसे कमाओगे उसका बात कर रहे हैं. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन 1 लाख पर मंथ वाला डिस्कशन, राइट? आई वांट यू गाइस टू अर्न 1 करोड़ अ मंथ, 5 crores अ मंथ, वो सब डिस्कशन करते हैं ना. करो ना एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग, ये वो छुटका फुटका 99 रुपीज का तो कितना वेबिनार होता है. घुस जाओ कहीं पे, सब बोलते हैं ना कि लाख रुपया कमा देगा, तो करो वो सब. So there are lots of ways. See, 1 लाख रुपीज कमाना, बिरयानी ये बना के तुम खड़ा हो जाओ कहीं पर, बेचो, तुम लाख रुपया कमाओगे. आज टुडे ओनली आई वाज रीडिंग समवेयर, दिस गाय इज अ पायलट. पायलट के साथ वो अपना बिजनेस चालू किया था, फूड, I forgot what nature of food it was, something around burger or something like that. So he had a business of around about 30, 40 odd crores, right? So people are doing it along with work. He's doing running his show, right? So you can do it. Crucial time, absolutely, Deepak. Till 35, it's a crucial time, and make best utilization of this time, क्योंकि ये टाइम ना बाद में नहीं आएगा. तो 55 और 60 का भी वो 5 साल का गैप है, लेकिन वो 5 साल कौन 55 है, कौन 60 है, कौन 65 है, कुछ फर्क नहीं दिखता. लेकिन ये 25 से 30, 28 से 33, दिस 5 years gets to be very crucial. और आदमी क्या होता है, इतना पढ़ने के बाद 20-22 साल फिर आदमी थोड़ा रिलैक्स हो जाता है, फिर शादी वादी ये वो, हाँ, उसमें आदमी घुस जाता है, फैमिली, फिर फैमिली ये सब करते करते फिर होम लोन लिया, व्हीकल लोन लिया, पापा मम्मी का उम्र हो गया, मेडिकल एक्सपेंसेस, एंड देन अगेन देन रियलाइजेशन आता है कि अभी थोड़ा गेम सेट करना पड़ेगा भाई. लेकिन वो तब थोड़ा देरी हो जाता है. सो don't let that happen. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. So let's move forward. So guys, now we'll look into the working capital management part of it, right? So in the working capital management section, let's look into the inventory turnover section, right? So this is, so you see over here the inventory turnover. So obviously higher is better. So as you see, the inventory turnover is quite good, I should say. And when I say good, bad, please guys, as I keep on mentioning, please have a benchmark of your industry analysis also, as because today I'm limiting the discussion only in context of company analysis. I'm not taking reference of the industry analysis part of it, but I hope you understood, right? When I have showed to you, guys who are joining for the first time, I share the recordings of the other webinars where I've showed how to do industry analysis in context of different industries. So I have showed that different sort of financial ratios that you need to compute around the industry, right? And when you have a flavor as to this is how the industry works, ye mota ratios hai. And if you see the companies having the figures more or less in similar range mein hai, so then it is working fine, right? Question tab shuru hota hai when it is deviating a lot, then you have to dig deep, right? Otherwise you have to move forward from there. So looking at the inventory turnover ratio as well as receivable days of analytic schedules, and investor will notice that the company has been able to keep both its inventory as well as receivable levels. So receivable days also is over here, right? So these are the receivable days. तो 20, 22, 15, 18 दिन में अगर वो पैसा रिलीज करता है, so it's pretty good, right? So that's a good healthy sign. right? So over the years, the inventory turnover ratio of the company has been within the range of 6.2 to 7.5, and the receivable days has been within the range of 19 to 22 days. So stable inventory and receivable position indicates efficient working capital management. As a result, working capital has not put the unnecessary financial burden on the company, and then it has been able to convert its profits after tax into cash flow from operations, right? Now we'll also see the CPAT and cash flow from operation, cumulative PAT and cumulative cash flow from operation. This is also something which I discussed in the last webinar. If you have missed out, please refer to that. So we see the CPAT and C of this. Just a second. Right. So this is the figure, right? So you have the cumulative 1925, right? 1925, and this is 1577. So this figure, this is the cumulative PAT, and this is the cumulative operations, right? So this is more or less it's something which is close. I mean, for a period of 10 years, it's quite close, right? So that gives an indication that it is having a good working capital management. Right, guys? So I hope now we are able to relate what I discussed the other day in terms of when I'm discussing in context of this company. Now, the other thing, as an investor would notice that Finolex Cable has witnessed an SSGR. So guys, there's something called sustainable growth rate, right? Self-sustainable growth rate, which I discuss in my fundamental analysis program. So guys who have taken my program, please study that. There is a typical way in which you have to compute self-sustainable growth rate, right? But I'll give you the essence over here. I cannot really discuss on the computation methodology over here, but as an investor would appreciate that if a company is growing at a rate equal to or less than the SSGR, and it is able to convert its profits into cash flow from operations, then it would be able to fund its growth rate from its internal resources without the need of external sources of funds, right? So that is what SSGR help you to compute. And conversely, if any company is attempting to grow its sales at a rate higher than its SSGR, and additionally it is not able to convert its profits into cash flow from operations, then its internal resources would not be sufficient to fund its growth aspirations, right? See, what is the best way? The best thing is definitely that your growth aspirations is made by your internal resources, right? The less you have to lay hands to outside asking for funds, the better it is, right? And SSGR helps you to analyze that. So as a result, the company would rely on additional source of funds like debt or equity dilution to meet the cash requirements if it is not in the favor. So as an investor, we see in this case that Finolex Cables SSGR is around about 25 to 35%, as we see over here, right? SSGR figures. So where it has been able to been growing its sales, where sales is 5 to 7%, but SSGR is 25 to 35%. So this is a healthy sign. And as a result, the company is able to meet its funding requirements from its business operations, has not required any financing from additional sources like debt or equity dilution. So that's the reason. This gives us a sense that that's the reason the company had not been required to raise a lot of funds either from the equity market or the debt market to that extent, because they are able to meet their internal requirements directly from the internal resources, right? So guys, is it clear till this point of time? I think this is a good learning, right? I'm sure this is something you need to really appreciate, and this is something I'm sure you guys have never come across, right? So there are certain things which you need to know more and beyond to what you guys know, right? So Dolly, see, I totally understand where you're coming from, and definitely two ratios do conflict at certain occasions. But that is the reason. That is where मतलब तभी तो challenge होगा, तभी तो your power of analysis comes into play, right? And then you have to dig deep. The only way you can go about it is trying to find out the real story behind it, and figure it out as to what is the reason as to why this sort of a situation is taking place, right? Uh, and also it also you need to, in that case, in majority of the situation, what happens is you need to understand the flavor of the industry, right? And what is the composite flavor of the industry, that is something that you need to understand. In many a situation, when you are in this sort of a contradictory situation, you this once you get a deeper understanding about the industry, many of your questions get answered. Saurabh is self-sustainable growth rate, right? So guys, give me a in the chat box, quick A in the chat box if it is okay till this point of time. Quick A, guys. I hope I'm making sense, right? I'll go much deeper. We are warming up, right? एक घंटे में हम लोग का सिर्फ warm up हुआ अभी तक. So I hope you guys have the energy on a Friday night to dig deep. You guys have nothing better to do, का बियर पी के सो जाओगे आराम से, have fun with your friends, कहाँ आके कंपनी एनालिसिस सुन रहे हो, right? You should say कि बस बाद में मैं 100 बियर पी सकूं इसके लिए आज ये एक बियर छोड़ रहा हूँ, right? So and I'll ensure you do that. So keep connected, right, guys? So let's move forward. Uh, So guys, the other thing is margin of safety analysis, right? So over here, the company meets capex, could meet all its capex requirements for its own business operations and generate surplus cash that it could repay almost all its debt over the, and has turned debt free now, right? So if we see over here, I think we need to go below just a second. See guys, if we take a note of this, um, the date has slowly decreased to roughly, sorry. Uh, it has almost reached to a level of one, right? मतलब no debt वाला situation में चला गया है, right? So this is what it's trying to say over here. The company could meet all its capex requirements from its own business operations and generate surplus cash, right? So when we say see cash from operations, uh, so if we see over here, the cash from operations is, in majority of the cases, it is covering the investment activity that they have undertaken, as well as the financing requirement that they have, right? So that is taken care, and this gives us an indication that as because they are self-sustainable, they are able to do that, and they are able to turn it debt-free now, right? So over 2008-17, the company increased its sales from 1384 to that we have seen, right, with a capital expenditure of roughly 1018 crores as capex, right? So if we see over here, what's the figure that's given? Right. So this is almost we are presuming that this entire investment is into capex, right? So it's roughly on 1018. This had been a total investment capital expenditure that they have done. So over the same period, the company generated a cash flow from operation of 1925. So the company could meet its entire capex requirements from its CFO and had a cash flow of 1461. Right. So the company uses free cash flow of 1461 crore to repay its debt, pay the interest on the debt, pay dividends, and it could still increase its cash and cash equivalents by 1,000 crores over the last 10 years from 338 crores. So if you see over here, uh, yeah, so cash and cash investment. So from 338 crores, it has improved to 1360 crores, right? So guys, if you are getting these figures, so free cash flow and SSG are the main pillars of assessing the margin of safety. So this is a very important bit of analysis. ये सब कोई book नहीं सिखाते हैं सही में, you know, and this is something which is the real stuff which you need to understand. So this margin of safety analysis. So if you are boiling down, computing these figures, and if you are able to match out with the story that is there, you really get to unfold a lot of story, how it has taken place over a period of time, right? So now we are moving into the business performance analysis section. So where we by this time we are getting a clear bit of understanding about the business, right? So few things which we have seen till this point of time is that there are quite a number of positives, like ability to improve its profit margin as it grew its sales, ability to keep its working capital management efficient, ability to fund all its capital expenditure requirements from its business operations, simultaneously repaying the debt to almost zero, despite taking a hit of almost 250 crores of derivative contracts, using the free cash flow to pay dividends to shareholders. So if you see over here, they had made dividend payout of roughly 26, 16, 12. So they are dividend vidya in local equity shareholders score, and keep the surplus cash as cash and investments, right? So it is definitely a very good performance that they have showcased over a period of time, right? Now there is something called retained earning analysis. So if you see over here, if you go below, the total retained earnings that they have done is roughly 1382, as you see over here, 1382, and the total market capitalization is round about 9149. So if you understand the value created of INR per retained earning, it is roughly around 6.62, right? So that's the figure that we are getting to see. So over last year, the company has retained earnings of 1382 and has witnessed a market capitalization of 9149. Okay. So this is also giving us a sense that that's the sort of value that they are able to generate for their company. So guys, I hope you could learn a lot till this point of time. So here, till this point of time, we are discussing around facts and figures, numbers, matching out with the annual reports, trying to get the story, right? Now, I'll take a break in between, and I'll tell you what to do. So guys, as who keeps on joining in my webinars, a piece of request which I place across is that there's a LinkedIn this thing. Please go to this LinkedIn post and please place a comment as to what has been the learning today for you. And those who comment, I'll be sharing across. You can comment both bad, good, whatever. You just let me know your feedback, right? And okay, I'll just share with Kavit just a second. Right? So this is the link, and whoever is not connected to me over LinkedIn, please place connect. So whoever will place a comment, what I'll do is I'll share across this entire model, which is on food processing industry, and I'm sure there will be a great learning for you. For guys who have joined committed the last time, I've shared a 5-star hotel Excel sheet, and over a period of time, if you, this is just to motivate you guys to join the webinars and not just fall back on recordings, because if you guys are not asking questions, I could have just only done videos and placed in YouTube, right? But that's not the objective. Objective is to find questions, give answers, and make it more communicative, right? And this is just sort of appreciation for your presence over here, right? We have to update the comment on Facebook for the file. No, you just go to the link and go to the comment section and just place your views over there. Giving out dividend to shareholders, what could be the reasons for formulating such a dividend policy? So, Meghna, this is a discussion around corporate strategy. So that is not the topic of discussion as on today. There may be multiple reasons for that. If I ever touch upon corporate strategy as a topic in any of my webinars, I would like to discuss that forum. Right. So, guys, I'll just take a break for a few minutes, and I have lots to discuss post this also. So I would expect that you go and place give your feedback as to how your learning has been in the past 1 hour, right? So I'll just come back within 3-4 minutes. Bye. Right, guys. Thanks a lot for those who have commented and placed your words. So let's move forward from here. So now, as I mentioned, I hope you are able to see the screen, right? Yes, yes. Okay. So guys, till this point of time, what we have done, we have seen the numbers, right? We have try to understand the story matching up with the what we could gather from different sources with the number, right? Now, that was more quantitative in its approach, right? So there are two way of analysis if we think generally we undertake, right? There are two broader ways of analysis what we do. One is quantitative type and the other is qualitative, right? So till this point of time, the level of analysis we had was predominantly quantitative, right? So now we will see more into the qualitative aspect of things. So let's move forward from here. So now, obviously, when we are speaking about the company, it's very, very important for us to understand the management, uh, about the management as such, right? And a very critical element over there is the management succession analysis, right? Someone can give a recent incident which has happened in the global arena, which has come in the news as to something at a management level has really taken place in just 1 2 days. Uh, and a guy who is at the topmost level in an organization has faced yeah, some sort of a challenge. And something coming to your mind, just let me know, guys. Uh, there may be many news which I may not also be aware of. I have something in mind, I'll let you know if that name is coming up. Still till this point of time, it has not come. So Dolly, I'm not speaking about Zensa. I'm not speaking about Microsoft as well. I'm neither speaking about. I'm speaking in context of succession planning. So I've given you that word. So if you can relate to that, anyone else would like to give a try? Nothing coming up, right? So, guys, I don't know whether you have read in the news that the CEO of McAfee has recently he passed out in a Spanish jail, right? So he was jailed and he was in a jail in Spain and he passed away, right? So see a guy of such a brand and repute like McAfee, and he I think is the first person to come up with this antivirus software, right? And we've been knowing McAfee for so many years. So a guy like this, he's in jail. I'm not sure how many years he has been in jail, or is it some incident which has happened recently. But suppose a guy like that, something of similar nature happens to the topmost person, right? And if there is no succession planning per se, right? Then what sort of a situation may at all take place for that organization? So it's very important that when you are analyzing a company, you also need to understand as to what may be the succession planning this company is having, right? So that is something which one has to look into. So when we do a dig deep into this, we see that there are two brothers who founded Finolex Cables, is Mr. P.P. Chavaria and K.P. Chavaria. So in 2013, D.K. Chavaria, who is son of K.P. Chavaria, took over as executive chairman of the company. So this step of management session seems to have taken place smoothly for the company. Now, D.K. Chavaria is currently about 55 years of age. As per the annual report of the company for 2017, there does not seem any other member of Chavaria family on the senior management board positions of the company. So we believe that investors should get clarification from the company about its promoter management succession planning, details of succession planning in terms of any member of the promoter family or increased role of professionals in the company are essential details of long-term investors of the company. Right, so it's quite self-explanatory. Now, if we go and look into the promoter's shareholding, now this is something which you get to see in the annual reports as well. So we see over here that the promoters of Finolex holds a stake of roughly 37% or 35%, something around that range, right? So if you just see into this, it apparently appears that the majority shareholder in the company, uh, they might not be having operational control because they are not the majority shareholder, right, of the company, because they are holding less than 50%. However, an analysis of the details of large public shareholders. So if we go to the next level and see into it as to who are the other shareholders, right? So we get to see a few names having the title of Chabaria. And there is another called Finolex Industries Limited, who is almost holding 15.10 percentage of stock holding, right? So it might seem that the promoters do not own majority shareholding in the company. As a result, they may not be able to exercise operational control. However, an analysis of the details of large public shareholders, we get this sort of an insight. And what it concludes is that the combined stake, so this 35-37% along with this 15%, then it gives us a stake of 52.43%, which provides an operational control of the company, right? So I hope you are appreciating the fact that why this sort of a level of study gets to be so important, right? So moreover, an investor will notice that Leela Chabaria and Aljana owns 4.45%, which I showed to you. This roughly they are holding almost 4.45%. Now we don't know who are they, right? So it might be a possibility that they are part of friends, relatives of the promoters who are not classified as promoters according to the statutory guidelines. So an investor may seek further clarification on their relationship with the promoter family to deepen their understanding. Now, as per the recent shareholder announcements, the promoters have been increasing their stake in the company, which seems a positive development, right? So I hope you appreciate this, right? It's a good insight that we have gathered from once we look into this. Uh, was it good, guys? It's a good insight, some eye-opening stuff. तो कितना लेवल पे हम लोग को देखना चाहिए और कैसे चीजों को कोरिलेट करना चाहिए, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच वी नीड टू. इट्स नॉट स्टैंड अलोन. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दैट ये जो पूरा एनालिसिस वाला गेम है ना, इट्स अ आर्ट. It's a art which you need to develop within yourself, and it happens over a period of time. You cannot develop this only on the very first day. The more you do go about reading and analyzing, and so it will happen eventually. But I'm giving you a food for thought, a way of looking into this set of things. And if you follow this framework, I'm sure that 70-80% of the time you'll get a good coverage of the things. Obviously, with every industry, every project, every company, uska thoda spices, flavors would be different, right? Dolly, I'm not saying it's always good, but it is a we need to understand, right? कल उन लोग का कितना ऑपरेशन स्ट्रेंथ कितना है कंपनी में, राइट? अदरवाइज कल कोई दूसरा आके अगर उसको टॉपल डाउन कर देता है, if someone else has more say in their operations, then it can be a totally different story altogether, right? And when we are anticipating the future, what may happen in the next 5-7 years, and if there is a probability of this sort of a thing taking place down the lane, then it's a point of concern for us, right? Management succession and management competence, obviously not, sort of. मैनेजमेंट सक्सेशन मींस क्या, मतलब उसका कोई नेक्स्ट, वो अगर कल उसका समथिंग हैपेंस, राइट? इफ देयर इज if some murder happens or some person dies of heart attack or whatever incident do take place, what will happen? Who is going to take the reins from there, right? So that is what the reason. In fact, don't quote me anywhere, but I had heard, I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, मैंने सुना है कि रिलायंस में मतलब अंबानी दे नेवर ट्रैवल टुगेदर, यू नो, लाइक दे टेक, मतलब कहीं अगर 4 जन है उन लोग को एक फ्लाइट में एक ही हेलीकॉप्टर में जा सकते हैं. दे डोंट टेक, all of them don't take the same helicopter, yeah, they don't take the same car, right? So that if any eventuality do take place, it's that someone is there to hold the reins, right? So they're always taking care of that part of it. So these are competence. मतलब क्या होता है? It's all about their ability, right? So how well they can handle the business. So competence is more from their capability standpoint, and succession is more from कल उसका अगर कुछ हो जाता है तो who is going to take care of that, right? Guys, a quick A if it's going good till this point of time, right? Thanks, guys. So let's move forward from here. Now we'll see into another section, which is the like this company, as because we have seen they have some extra cash, right? They are quite cash rich at this point of time. So obviously, हाथ में पैसा है तो आदमी invest करेगा, right? So we need to see where they are investing their money. So if we see the 2017 annual report, that they have invested roughly in 20 public listed companies, right? And if we see in Bharat Forge and IndusInd Bank, they have invested roughly this amount of money. And if we see, there are many other companies where they have invested the money. So the equity position classified under current. So one, ये जो investment है, this is in non-current investments, right? And this is in equity investment classified under current investment. Current investment मतलब जो वो एक साल में पैसा realize कर सकता है, उठा सकता है, और इसका मतलब क्या है? Non-current means they are investing for more than a year. So somewhere they are bullish about that industry or that company, maybe for that they have taken that decision around investments. So investment in Bharat Forge and investment are classified as non-current, indicating that the company plans to hold them for at least more than 1 year. And investment in 18 other stocks are classified as current investments, including that the company plans to hold them for a period of less than 12 months. So there have been a lot of investments like 1 lakh or something like that is very low considering the total cash investment size that they have of 1360 crores, which is not material, right? So this is also an observation. So, and if we dig deep, we could see that they also have investment in some associate companies or some joint ventures. So Phenolics has been generating a lot of cash from its core business of cables manufacturing. As a result, the company has significant position of cash and investments, uh, and even after it has paid for all its borrowings and all. So the presence of surplus funds has led the company to make investments in new business segments. Mm, they have invested in Phenolics J Power Systems Private Limited, or say J Power System Corporation of Sumitomo Electric Industries of Japan, or Corning Phenolics, so different companies. So until now, these ventures have not led to any significant value addition for the equity shareholders of Phenolics Cables. FGPS, this one, has been loss-making ever since its incorporation, and as a result, Phenolics Cables Limited has to invest more capital to keep the company afloat, right? So these have been some observations, and Corning Phenolics has also not led to any significant value. So what it is saying that though they have cash rich, they have invested money, but this set of associate companies are in fact loss-making or not doing great, and they are not giving the any major returns to this company, right, to the equity shareholders, which is reflected in the financial statements in the annual reports, right? So this sort of loss making in terms of the different companies. So if you dig deep, so guys, whoever is doing this analysis or whoever is going to do in the future, guys, a lot of discussion happens in between the lines, you know. So please read through between the lines. A lot of story gets unfolded in this sections. So please take that seriously, and you'll get to unfold a lot of stuff, right? So AGPS has contributed a loss of 12 crore, right? And Fioresca writing off past investments and is continuously making additional investments in the company. So the company has plans to initiate manufacturing of PVC electrical conduits and fittings. So all these things are happening, but मोटा मोटा चीज है कि ये जो investment उन लोग कर रहे हैं is not really doing good, and basically what's happening is throwing their good money after bad investments basically, right? So this is an observation to set up a facility and all these things that they are placing across. So this is a sort of a viewpoint that we have built for the company, right? So this is a bit on the qualitative side of it, and earlier we discussed on the quantitative bit of it. And I think by this set of discussions, and if you have kept a check in terms of what are the broader heads I covered, I'm sure you have got a fair bit of understanding about this company. So if we summarize the discussion till this point of time, so few conclusions is that it seems to be a company which has been growing in a capital intensive business with at a moderate pace of 5 to 7%. It has been able to achieve growth with remarkable profit in the profit margins, OPM of 17% in 2017, has improved their operating losses from 2009, have been able to pass on increase in raw material cost, pay off losses on derivative contracts, and use operating leverage to improve its profitability. The company seems to have higher profitability than its peers because of backward integration, good operating efficiency by maintaining working capital efficiency and improving fixed assets utilization, able to grow its internal resources and simultaneously generate a lot of cash, so significant cash positions over the years, right? Then they have been trying different avenues to deploy the surplus funds, but it has not really paid good results for them. Uh, they have tried to get into exotic financial products and derivatives, posted a loss, taken speculative positions in the equity market also, which has not been great. The current chairman is about 55 years of age. Smooth transition of management has happened. So sometimes when the transition of management takes place, there may be a lot of disruptions, a lot of instability that takes place. But in this company, that has not been the case. It has been a smooth transition, which is a good thing, right? So if you go by my different programs around credit analysis and all, I have discussed in depth into what are the different aspects around. देखो यहाँ तो webinar is just to give you a broader understanding of things, but if you reach to my paid programs and go to those individual broader heads, मतलब management में क्या देखना है, मतलब you will really appreciate the level of depth that I've taken you through, right? So lot of things you have can look into. The problem what happens is when suppose if you are analyzing, दिमाग में नहीं आता है, चार पांच चीज दिमाग में आता है, फिर हम लोग और दिमाग में नहीं आता कि क्या देखो. But if you have sort of a checklist where you already have 20, 25, 30 things mentioned over there, so then it's all about, okay, ये देख लिया, ये देख लिया, ये देख लिया. Then if you and the more deeper you go, and if you have follow the structure, you can do wonders, right? And that is precisely placed in my programs. So going ahead, investors should monitor the operating profit margin to assess in continued ability to pass on raw material costs. So see, अभी तक they have been able to pass on the raw material costs, but going ahead, how much they would be able to do, that is something that one need to ascertain. And also, after this tax payout benefit that they are getting, so what impact is going to be placing across on the net profit margin, that is also something that one has to see to, right? And investors should ask around the management succession planning, speculative positions in the equity market and stuff like that, right? So these are the things, guys, which I think is of utmost importance. Guys, any question? Just let me know. And the other thing is that I hope you enjoyed the discussion today, because there's one more thing which I'm going to ask you, but before that, was this a fruitful time? Did you get something in terms of the different components of analysis that you really need to look into and appreciate, right? I hope your time is well utilized, especially a Friday eve. Is there any comparison in the street first coming before use enough cash in this don't need to interpret in this context, right? It's internal to the company, basis their corporate strategy. You have to understand what sort of a corporate. See, you are not devising the corporate strategy for them, right? It is them who are who is devising the strategy. You have to see that in the annual reports they clearly spell it out that what is going to be their future forecast and how they see things unfolding for them and why they have taken a strategic measure, right? So you have to then see through that this strategic focus that they are building for themselves, whether you are thinking in similar lines that this company is going to benefit in that way, right? So sometimes it may be in terms of just distributing dividend, or it may be in terms of investing for higher returns for in any other way, right? So so as I'm saying, you have to, it's a story, right? You have to see it in the form of story. The story मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब you know everything, right? But to the best of your effort, जितना समझ पाओ उतना अच्छा है, right? और उसके बेसिस पे see as a human being हम लोग का always सोच ऐसा रहता है, especially guys who are analytical mindset, हम लोग हमेशा 1+1=2 होगा, वही habit में हम लोग बड़े हुए, राइट? बट ये जो एनालिसिस वाला वर्ल्ड है, यहाँ पे वो 1+1=2 वाला सीन नहीं है. देयर वुड बी लॉट ऑफ लूज एंड्स एंड यू हैव टू लीव विद दोस लूज एंड्स. कभी कभार लगेगा कि ये आंसर, मतलब वो कभी कभार मूवी होता है, कभी कभार वेब सीरीज होता है कि कहीं पे छोड़ देता है बीच में, मतलब so that we stay excited for the next web series to come out, right? So many a situation we won't be having answers to everything, right? But then within the constraint of things, again, I take reference of LPP, linear programming problem. Who has done linear programming problem? याद है किसी को? Linear programming problem, LPP, in operational research. Give me a A in the chat box if you remember. किसी ने किया है linear programming problem? किया है ना? मेघना किए हो, मोइस किए हो, तो वहाँ पे I did forget. Okay, Pratik, you have done. So linear programming problem में क्या होता है कि you try to maximize something, right? So maximize revenue or minimize cost, and for that there is an equation that you give. A x1 plus b x2 c x3 ऐसा करके एक equation होता है. Then subject to constraints. Now constraints का भी अलग-अलग equation होता है, right? And I think that is the best thing that I have been able to relate my life and my work also in a similar manner. You'd be trying to maximize your ability to analyze or see through how best you can analyze stuff, but there would be constraints, right? Constraints in terms of obviously not reaching out, being able to reach the higher managements, or not being able to access to data, or maybe certain paid data sources. There may be many constraints, but तुम्हारा लिमिटेशन में जितना हो सकता है करो, राइट? और सोचो, ये जो आदमी को नौकरी नहीं मिलता है, तुम सोचो ऐसा एनालिसिस अगर तुम 10 कंपनी का करके किसी को भेजते हो, तो बंदा इंप्रेस होगा कि नहीं होगा, ये बताओ मुझे. मैं लास्ट दिन जैसा फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस में हर चीज जो तुम लोग को दिखा रहा हूं, बस ये चीज तुम लोग कर सकते हो खुद. For guys who are not finding good jobs, I'm telling for those guys who are doing good jobs, you can obviously reskill yourself and do better in life. That is okay. But many people say ना, I'm not getting good jobs. तो बस ये इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस का काम दिखाओ, तुम ये फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस का काम दिखाओ, कंपनी एनालिसिस का काम दिखाओ, कितना सारा कुछ, मतलब you guys can do and analyze and showcase to people, right? And if you लिखने रिज्यूमे में भी लिखने का कुछ कंटेंट मिलता है, तब आदमी तुम बोल सकते हो कि आई हैव एनालाइज्ड दिस कंपनी, तब that places excitement. And if you have joined my this program also, job search वाला program, जो मैंने वेबिनार किया था, उसमें मैंने क्या बोला था कि कीवर्ड्स कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है इन योर रेज्यूमे. उस दिन एक बंदा मुझे he wants to join in equity research profile और रेज्यूमे भेजा मुझे कि बहुत पीछे पड़ा था. मैं बोला ठीक है जब भाई, you share across the resume to me, right? So then I saw his resume. बस पूरा resume में equity research word ही नहीं, और उसको equity research profile में जाना है. सोचो, तो उसका तो resume select ही नहीं होगा. Am I right in saying what I'm saying? है कि नहीं? तो जो अब तुम ऐसे ही तो इक्विटी रिसर्च कंडक्ट करके लिख नहीं सकते हो ना. यू हैव टू राइट इट इन सम कॉन्टेक्स्ट, राइट? फॉर दैट यू हैव टू क्यूरेट सम रिपोर्ट्स और यू हैव टू डू सम स्टडी. कुछ सर्टिफिकेशन जुगाड़ किए हो, कुछ तो मतलब यू हैव स्पेंड टाइम, एनर्जी, रिसोर्सेज, राइट? एंड सर्टिफिकेशन से कुछ नहीं होता, लेट मी टेल यू. बट मतलब मोर देन अ सर्टिफिकेशन, इफ यू कैन से दैट आई हैव डन इक्विटी रिसर्च एनालिसिस ऑफ दिस कंपनीज, that is a better way of placing yourself. But then that word has to come and it has to be placed in certain context. तो ये सब अगर तुम काम करो और आदमी को दिखाओ, तो बिलीव मी गाइस, काम का कोई कमती नहीं है. अच्छा आदमी नहीं मिलता है. टेक माई वर्ड फॉर ग्रांटेड. ये आज भी सीन है, ये 30 साल बाद भी सीन नहीं रहेगा. इंडिया इज अ डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी. कितना कुछ होना है, तुम सोचो ना. मतलब एक मुंबई और कलकत्ता में कितना फर्क है एज अ शहर, और अमेरिका और इंडिया में कितना फर्क है कि नहीं? तो इतना फर्क जो है, सो मच ऑफ एरिया वी नीड टू कवर. और उसके लिए कितना फाइनेंसिंग होना जरूरी है कि, और फाइनेंसिंग के लिए कितना रिसर्च एनालिसिस का जरूरी है. सो लॉट ऑफ opportunities is definitely going to be there, but people with the right skill set is not there. That is the fallacy, and that's why HR इतना टेंशन. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ HR इतना टेंशन में क्यों रहेगा भाई? सब काम में मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि सब टेंशन में, HR क्यों टेंशन में? ह्यूमन रिसोर्स तो मजा में होना चाहिए. उन लोग को तो इतना रेज्यूमे, इतना इंसान, 130 करोड़ लोग, हाँ, इतना पढ़ा लिखा आदमी, मतलब सभी MBA, सभी CFA, सभी मतलब भरे पड़े हैं लोग. आज मेरे पास जब 10-15 रिज्यूमे आता था, सभी MBA, CFA, ये वो अलग अलग क्वालिफिकेशन, समझ में ही नहीं आता कौन किससे बेहतर है. सो हाउ डू आई अंडरस्टैंड? प्लीज पुट योरसेल्फ इन माय शूज. हाउ डू आई अंडरस्टैंड व्हिच गाय इज बेटर देन द अदर गाय? इस रेज्यूमे में जो काम उसका बोलेगा, और काम में भी हाउ टू स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन. मैं मेरा जॉब सर्च वाला वेबिनार में ये सब लेके मैंने डिस्कशन किया था कि कैसे तुमको वर्ड्स प्लेस करना है, हाउ यू हैव टू प्लेस योर पॉजिटिव वर्ड्स, राइट? आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव जॉइंड दैट जॉब सर्च वाला वेबिनार. Amit, you are right, so you know that. So that's what I'm trying to say, that ये सब काम दिखाना पड़ेगा. Or this is how you're going to get to be different from the rest of the guys, and really makes sense. And especially looking for response from guys who are already working. Am I making sense? Because you guys are working, you are already in the industry. Is it that what I'm saying, you can contradict, you can really place your views that no, Arindam, what you're saying is wrong. But if what I'm saying is right, please let everyone know that what I'm saying is right? Because it's very, very important. Because I see so many people are so disillusioned. उन लोग को मतलब क्या करूं सोचते सोचते 5 साल बिता देता है. करेगा कब? लाइफ इज क्रूड. अभिषेक आई कौन मतलब यू हैव इट्स रिकॉर्ड. वो जॉब सर्च वाला नहीं, जॉब सर्च वाला मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं किया. अभिषेक तुम्हारा ही मोटिवेशन से मैं रिकॉर्डिंग अभी कर रहा हूँ. You know that, right? So earlier I was not recording the videos, so Abhishek only motivated me to do that. Dolly says your courses is very good. Thanks, Dolly. uh, CV format knows something. Yeah. So guys, so I'm done for the day in terms of what I had to share in this context. I think you got some mental map एक डिटेल लेवल पे कैसे एनालिसिस किया जाता है और कैसे कनेक्ट किया जाता है, कैसे कैसे ब्रॉडर हेड्स है, स्पेशली फॉर गाइस हु हैव नेवर गॉट एनी एक्सपोजर अराउंड दिस, राइट? जो करते हैं उन लोग को समझ होगा, बट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर you guys also have learned something. Guys like Moez and all who had earlier said you do company analysis, just let me know. Was it some sort of value add for you, or is it time waste हुआ? Just let me know, Moez, and whoever has done company analysis. Meghna, did you do company analysis earlier? Moez तो बोला था, I remember. I don't know whether ईश्वर बोले थे क्या? I hope you okay. Sorry. So I hope it added value. Still feels so nervous in compared to flowchart, as you shown. You just have a feeling. So Abhishek is waiting for Arun Sirin talks. Who else is waiting for Arun Sirin talks now? Amit, yes. Okay. Okay. Me, Suparna, Kavita. Good. Good. So guys, I have a talk in terms of something around the earlier part is around skill. Now is the will part, right? How you should develop around will. How should you move towards success? तो लास्ट दो तीन वेबिनार में मैं थोड़ा ज्ञान दिया था. आज मैं टेम्पलेट दूंगा तुम लोग को, ठीक है? एंड आई होप इट एड्स वैल्यू टू यू. So let me share this across. I hope you're able to see, guys. Just give me a quick yes in the chat box if you're able to see. Are you able to see, guys, this Excel sheet? Yes, Pratik? Yeah, yeah. So guys, this is a sort of a time chart. This is an Excel sheet. Again, this I'm going to share with only those guys who are going to comment on my LinkedIn link, which I have shared. If you're not commenting, I'm not going to share, right? As I say, every relationship is win-win, right? So I am never saying that if you have not liked it, you have all the right to give me a negative comment. You can say you didn't like it. That's absolutely fine. But please do place some comment, right? If I'm doing a good work, people should know about it. It's as straight and simple as that. So, guys, this is something which I call the time chart, and the way it works is that. So, what I suggest you guys that please do this exercise for at least a week, and you'll see how much of a difference it makes. So, as you see over here, there are different activities that we undertake, right? So that may be in broader heads of sleep, work, some necessities, fun, leisure, others, right? So there may be different uh, set of activities we undertake. So guys, in a like if you can keep a uh, uh, measurement in terms of every 15 minutes or every half an hour, how much you have actually spent in say grooming the body, or maybe you have slept in the night time or whatever, or in context of work, how much time you have spent on commute, or time at work, or how much on emails, or how much on preparing cooking and foods. So when I'm speaking about this, it is not only in context of work, but it is in context of life in general, right? So how much of TV, exercise, right? So then you understand that what happens in that case is that at the end of week, calculate the totals, right? So Monday may this everything should add into 24 hours, right? And on the other side, this should add into some total. So you understand that मेरा sleep में मेरा total कितना time दिया, work में, or you can add or remove as per your requirement, right? This is just a sort of a structure that I've placed across. So you can do that analysis and get a clarity कि भाई कितना समय मेरा कहाँ पे जा रहा है, and what do you notice, where could you spend less time, more time, right? So this is the first exercise that you need to do. Now once you have got a fair bit of understanding that ये बहुत सही कहीं पे ये चीज में मेरा बहुत फालतू का टाइम जा रहा है, या ये टाइम में I need to place more focus. So then you can, what you can do is you can have a to-do list and mention to yourself in terms of what are the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 actions that you are going to undertake, right? And then what you can next do is something called urgent important matrix, right? So if now all the activities that you have listed over there in the to-do list, all are not going to be equally urgent or equally important, right? But if something is both important and urgent, put it in this quadrant, right? Then you have to do it now. If it is important but it is not urgent, then you decide that when you are going to do this, and you schedule the time for that. Suppose if it is urgent but it's not that important to you, then try to delegate to someone else. If someone else can do it, कहीं पे अगर तुम टाइम बचा सकते हो और किसी को अगर कुछ पैसा दे के काम हो जाता है, तो you delegate. And if it is not important and not urgent, then just eliminate it. Just don't spend time on that, right? And once you do this exercise, then you can do some sort of productivity barriers, like what as per you is not really helping you achieve this productivity. So those may be certain distractions, the Facebook notification, email notification. Again, you may add something as per your requirement or your thoughts, and you may add some more rows to it, right? Sometimes your own brain, you are just like freezed, right? Your brain is not working, right? That may also be the reason as to why you are not getting productive, or saying some most of the time yes to something which you could have said no, right? Or sometimes everything is good, but your health is not really helping you to be productive, right? So which are those aspects? So focus on those set of areas and what actions you're going to take on those. And also two specific time periods where people waste a lot of time. One is how do you intend to spend time when you're commuting? So suppose now in COVID era, maybe the commute is not happening for many individuals. But if you're commuting, how you are making best use of the time? So guys, today the best thing, especially for guys who have taken my programs, you can take print screen and place it in Word file and create your own notes. And what you can do, you can save that file in your say mobile, right? And once you are say traveling, right, and if it is possible for you, you can just go through what you have studied and usse revise bhi ho jayega, or so you can utilize the time that way, right? Or how do you intend to spend your time when you are waiting for something, right? So you can, कभी कभार होता है ना, मीटिंग में गया, आई एम वेटिंग, आधा घंटा एक घंटा बैठे ही है बेकार का. So why don't we utilize that time in a proper way, right? So if you like, this is called a time audit sort of a matrix, and this is something which I think is really going to help you if you are focused and मतलब इसके ऊपर काम करो. देखो, कोई भी चीज में काम नहीं करोगे तो कुछ रिजल्ट तो आने वाला है नहीं, right? But काम करते हो, ये छोटे छोटे tools, and I keep on sharing a lot of such tools on a daily basis. And this is, if you are taking help of these tools, it's going to make a huge impact, right, to your life and to your career. So did it help, guys? Did it make sense what I shared just now? Give me a quick A in the chat box if it has. Rohit says triple A, Kavita says A, Priyal says A. Much you want sleep according to you. राहुल, मेरा बात छोड़ो, Amazon का जेफ बिकॉज बोलता है बेजोस, राइट? He also says 8 hours. 8 hours मतलब ये डिपेंड करता है one human to the other. सदगुरु बोलता है कि वो एक समय 2.5-3 घंटे सोते थे, अभी उनका थोड़ा बढ़ गया है उम्र के साथ, 4-4.5 घंटा सोते हैं. ये डिपेंड करता है, बट इफ यू टेक द मीडियन, ये 8 घंटा सोना चाहिए, राइट? बट हाँ, ये 20s के पीरियड में थोड़ा एब्रप्ट ये होता है, स्पेशली इफ यू स्टडीइंग इन एमबीए कॉलेज और समथिंग, तब तो रात को मतलब देयर हैज बीन डेज व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू नेवर स्लीप आल्सो, राइट? तो वो वो अलग बात है. आई एम नॉट स्पीकिंग अबाउट दोस डेज, बट देन जनरल लाइफ को चलाते हुए आई थिंक 7 to 8 hours sleep is for proper functioning of the brain is required. Amit, good, you liked it. This sticky notes to do for important work. Good, Satendra. Abhishek, a Q. Right, so guys, I hope this helped you, and this is going to be of immense help for all of you. And so the next thing that I do is let me share the for guys who are joining for the first time and would like to, if you've liked and would like to join the webinars, please join the WhatsApp group through this link that I'm sharing, and the Facebook group that I'm sharing with you. Right, so join these groups and you'll be staying connected. Excellent. Right, guys. So, right. So guys, I hope your Friday evening is well utilized and you learned something, and this is something that you're going to carry forward. और इसके ऊपर काम करो. हजारों कंपनी है इंडिया में, इसका एनालिसिस करो, इसको ये करो, इसमें मजा आएगा, फिर इन्वेस्ट करो, सीखो, करो, एक्शन लो. और एक्शन का प्रोसेस भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ. और क्या करो भाई, मतलब तुमको एकदम कंपनी को घुसा के उसको सीट में बैठा, वो छोड़ के मैं जितना मेरे से होगा, आई विल ट्राई टू ब्रिंग यू एज क्लोज एज पॉसिबल. And I'm telling you, whoever has taken my programs and you are doing it seriously, and if you are able to communicate what you have learned, वो बंदा तुमको खड़ा होकर लेगा, तुमको सैल्यूट मार के लेगा कंपनी में. टेक इट सीरियसली, क्योंकि इतना कम प्राइस में मिलता है, इसलिए मतलब जस्ट डोंट गिव उतना का वैल्यू, यू नो. सोचो कि 4 करोड़ खर्चा किया उस प्रोग्राम के लिए, गिव दैट वैल्यू, तो फिर उतना तुम मेहनत दोगे उसके पीछे. ठीक है. गुड गाइस, गुड नाइट, ऑल द बेस्ट, जय हिंद, एंड सी यू नेक्स्ट डे. बाय गाइस.